Hello guys, and thank you for clicking on the video. You've read the title correctly. Rebirth Island is back. But before we start, I would like to thank Activision for allowing me into the creator and developer call to get an early insight on what the Season 3 update is like, and for trusting me not to leak any of this information before the embargo was up. During the call, we discussed all the new upcoming features for Zombies, Ranked, Multiplayer, Warzone Mobile, and most importantly, Rebirth Island. I'm going to dive right into the juicy news for you all right here and now. I'm not going to mess you around, but before we do, be sure to drop a like on the video. The most important thing is the map is the exact same, but it's been given a modernised twist and brought up with the actual timeline of Modern Warfare 3. This time, we'll see Rebirth Island set in 2024. To accommodate this change, a few of the POIs have been touched up, and a building here or there has also been changed. The following places of interest have had a small tweak to them. Lower Decon. Now this is referred to as water treatment. Now if you remember this correctly, nobody ever went here unless the end circle finished there. That's because it was overlooked by Decon and Bio. We've now seen a small change to the height of the walls in this location to allow for more cover and a better chance of rotating out of there. We've also been given a zip line to use to get straight back to the height advantage from this area. Harbour has also been changed a bit. Now this location is visible from the windows of Chemical. You remember there being generators and a small bit of chain link fencing just outside the window. But once again, similar changes to water treatment. You'll now have a small building next to the generators in order to make rotating to and from this location a little easier. Stronghold has also received a few changes. Now this location is at the very bottom of the map, and when the area was updated it had World War II bunkers facing outwards towards the ocean. We've now seen them modernised into small warehouse buildings only to suit the current timeline of the map. We've also seen that horrible rotation from Stronghold up to living quarters and control made a little bit easier. Now we're going to see some small wooden walls and barriers placed in key locations to help provide cover, but please know you will be able to shoot through these. This being the first ever time that I'd been in a call with a Call of Duty developer, I met a guy called Carl. Now Carl is one of the Beanox developers, and he actually told us that they stopped advancing on the redesign of the map because it started to look far too different. They started again from scratch and only implemented these changes instead of a full map overhaul. It's nice to know that the devs wanted to make sure Rebirth stayed as close as possible to its original form that we all love and remember. As seen in the trailer, we've got a few new tunnels added to the map. Now these aren't a tricky system of tunnels that you can get lost in like underneath Fondel. These tunnels have just been added in to make getting in and out of the water on the map a little easier. You'll find a few of these on the edges of the map, one near Harbour and the other one on the newly named water treatment area, which will actually bring you out of the old bunker door on the middle of the map. They did also mention to us that there has been a few slight changes to some of the rocks on the outskirts and the coast of the map. Now this is obviously because we can now swim with this COD engine. You can now take a dive into the ocean surrounding the island, which is definitely going to make for some interesting rotations that we could never have attempted in the past. Now, I'm all sure you've seen the trailer where prison roof has been blown up, the lighthouse getting airstriked, and the water tower has been fully destroyed. These are all part of a new random event called Infill Strikes. The developers used the word rare to let us know how often one of these POIs actually gets destroyed. And from what I could tell, it was only a maximum of one area per game. This may change though. Their decision for this was actually based on player feedback for hating those sniper players who sat on the height advantages and took the lobby out that way. Lol, who would do that? But instead of them fully removing these landmarks, they opted for the option for just one of them to be destroyed. So we aren't being thrown into the deep end, and we've been told we won't see any infill strikes for the first 2 weeks of playing Rebirth Island, just so we can enjoy it exactly how we left it. When the strikes do start in our games, the developers are going to be keeping an eye on feedback from players and creators in order to adjust the frequency that they happen, and they'll either turn the odds up or lower them based on feedback. A fan favourite is also returning. The staged weapons are back. Now, do you remember landing on the lighthouse, the Kar 98K, or the prison rooftop for that Bruin LMG? These are returning. Not our beloved Kar 98K, but another sniper will be there in its place. Sorry if the word of that got you a little excited, but never say never, am I right? We're also seeing biometric scanners appearing on the map as well. These are a new feature that you'll be able to interact with and grab a keycard. If you deliver the keycard to a buy station, you're going to be rewarded with plates, ammo, and even the chance of getting a redacted weapon, which is a weapon with more than 5 attachments on it. You'll also have the chance of getting free items from the buy station too. Smart displays are also coming to Rebirth Island. We saw these in Vondel, but they went unnoticed by a lot of players. They were like advertisement signs, similar to the ones we see in bus stops in real life. On Vondel, they let you see the weather forecast to tell you which circle the fog was coming in. But on Rebirth Island, these will let you know how busy certain areas are with a threat level meter, and it will also showcase the first players in the lobby to hit certain kill milestones, such as 5, 10, and 15 eliminations. Very similar to Apex Legends style. The Champions Quest, also known as the Nuke Contract, is coming to Rebirth Island at launch. Now, we got to see this in action, and it looks absolutely incredible. You'll need to get the 5 wins in a row, or 30 wins in the season in order to activate this contract, but it is very different to any of the previous nukes we've seen before. When you start the contract, a resurgence timer starts, similar to when you're doing a Most Wanted. The timer, we were told, is a very high number, and opening boxes, getting kills, and staying active on the map will lower the timer. You'll have 3 timers to lower to 0. Each time you lower the timer, you'll be given a nuclear element. A major difference to this nuke compared to the big map is if you drop any of the elements, the timer will stop. You must be carrying the elements you have been rewarded in order to keep the contract going. If you die during the contract, your timer will actually go up. Another new contract is also being introduced, and it is called Spy Drones. When you pick this contract up, you'll see 8 drones spawn in the sky, and you have to shoot them down to gain rewards from each one. The most popular drop is a portable redeploy drone, which you can use to rotate to the other drones or gain a height advantage and rotate into the zone. Enemies can also see these drones and shoot them down and steal your rewards, so you'll want your full squad focused on getting this contract done as fast as possible. The final drone that is shot down is the most important one. This one drops an advanced UAV, but this can also be stolen too. Another new feature we're seeing in Rebirth Island is the added bonus as playing as a team. If you and your squad stick together, you'll be rewarded with higher cash drops, supply UAVs, and even additional XP to level up quicker. We've also gone from seeing snapshots being used frequently in Warzone 1 to hardly being touched in Warzone 2 and onwards. So they've now been buffed to help you take out those players who are running smoke grenades to rotate and avoid battles with you. If your snapshot hits an enemy in the smoke, the outline will now last until the smoke has cleared up. If the enemy throws another smoke grenade to try and hide from you again, the snapshot image will then remain until the last bit of smoke clears up. We're also seeing a thing called Squad Rage being added into this variation of Rebirth Island. It is a field upgrade that gives all your squad battle rage if they're close enough to you when it's activated. This will be great to see when you're pushing into a building together as a team about to take on another squad. If you're all in the same vicinity, you will all get battle rage, and it will definitely give you the upper hand in them team-on-team battles. During the mid-season update, we'll see trading stations return, something I've been wanting them to add back in since we lost it when Rebirth Island was taken away what seems all them years ago. These were stations placed around the map where you could trade in your weapons for additional loot and a worse weapon. You'll also have the chance of gaining the specialist perk if you trade in a rare tiered weapon. Also dropping during the mid-season update, Rebirth Island is going to get a variable weather system with different types of clouding surrounding the map. But after the major backlash from the variable weather on Vondel, they will be testing this out first on the mode Lockdown, so people can truly see what it's like and play it in first hand before its launch into the main resurgence mode. We'll also be seeing an item called the utility box added. Now this is a combination of a plate box and munitions box, something that's actually already been used in the past in the Zombie Royale back in Al Mazrah, where you could get your plates and ammo from one single box. The specialist perk will also be back spawning in random locations again after the Season 3.5 update too. The devs did openly admit they're still working on getting specialists working correctly on the map, so it has been pushed back to the mid-season update. The Foresight kill streak is also returning, which is a kill streak that shows you every single circle rotation that is left on the map. I really can't wait to hop on and play Rebirth Island again, and if you've made it this far into the video, please hit that subscribe button and leave your opinion in the comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking about the fan favourite map returning.